It's time for the Hyundai Archery World Cup Finals and Recurve Saturday here in Moscow. Kang booked her place by winning the first stage in Colombia. The season moved on to China, where Kang opened up an extra ranking spot with another win. China's Zheng struck gold to confirm her place by winning in Turkey. Korea's An San won in Germany, but is not here, so Gaubil joins the ranking qualifiers with Perova, the host nation pick. The season has been building to this event, the Hyundai Archery World Cup Finals here in Russia. Welcome to the Luzhniki Stadium for the Recurve Women's Quarterfinals. It's a beautiful sunny day here as we look down the 70-meter range. Our focus is on the recurve categories today. And as you can see, it's a very, very pleasant September morning here. 23 degrees is the temperature and the wind has dropped off completely, the same as all week. So our focus is on the recurve category, and this session is all about the women's quarterfinals, semi-finals, and then we move on to the medal matches. Hazy sunshine here in Moscow. It's time to start the women's quarterfinals here on Recurve Saturday. Just 8 athletes in the field here for these finals, and here is the draw. Tan against Sugimoto, Gaubil against An, Zheng against Perova, and Li against Kang. Well, the wait is over. It is the season finale here in Russia's capital city. Let's go straight down to the range.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes to the field of play for the Recurve Women Quarterfinal match number 1. Shooting on target number 1, representing Russia.
Well, here we go. It's Sayana Lee against Kang Chae-young. As you can see, the stats favor Kang with the higher average arrow. The World Cup podium stats are also in Kang's favor.
The Republic of Korea.
This is a great start to the women's quarterfinals here on Recurve Saturday. World number 1, Kang from Korea, is 23 years old. She won in Medellin and in Shanghai. The win in Medellin booked her place here, the win in Shanghai, and she opened up an additional ranking spot. And she's up against home nation favourite Sayana Lee, the world number 13, who's 26 years old and qualified by ranking. In fact, she came second in Antalya, stage 3 of the Hyundai Archery World Cup Series, losing out to Zheng in Antalya. But that second place was enough to give Lee a spot here. But what a challenge she has up against Kang Chae-young. I'm Karim Bashir, and joining me here in the commentary box, former international archer Vanessa Lee. What a start here, Vanessa.
Very excited to be here. I think we're going to have a great match ahead.
Well, it is the world number 1 who will kick things off.
10.
좋아, 재영아. 그 느낌 갖고 쏘면 돼.
7.
Not the greatest start for Lee, but she's making some adjustments, so we'll see if that makes a difference in her next couple of arrows.
9. 조금 뜬다. 올려줘.
9.
Found the yellow. I'd be interested to see if Kang has a shorter hold as the match goes on.
10.
29 to start for Kang. Shaky start for the Russian. Conditions are absolutely spot on for good shooting here. Is that all about nerves for Lee?
I think so. You can see her bow arm shaking just a little bit. I think it was also having to do with finding the right sight mark for her. She started off high right, and her shots did look decent, but now she's found the middle a little bit better.
The Archers will be winning 2 set points, which means Papacheco wins or leads rather 2 set points to none.
Well, nervy moments for the host nation's favourite. There is the 7. She makes a big adjustment on the sight there, gets it into the yellow ring. And like I say, high and right, but getting a little bit more central and certainly good in terms of the vertical there, Vanessa.
Yeah, just outside the 10. I wouldn't be surprised to see if her next couple of shots are hitting the 10 a little bit. She's just to the left right now.
So, start of the second set here. Probably worth just briefly explaining the set points rule for recurve archers. As Sayana Lee gets us underway, trailing archer always goes first.
Individual matches are decided on set play scoring, and each set consists of 3 arrows per athlete.
9.
If they win the set, the archer gets 2 set points. If they tie, that means they split the set points 1 each. And the first athlete to 6 set points wins.
10.
She's found the middle.
Opportunity now for Lee to put this one out of reach. 10 will do it. That's just what she gets. We are going to be all square here after 2 sets.
And even though she had already lost that set to Sayana Lee, she still wanted to shoot that last arrow going into the 3rd set to make sure that she has some confidence and knowing that maybe the next arrow will also go in the 10.
Yeah, she didn't let the 2 9s at the beginning of that set distract her, did she, Kang? She went straight in for the 10 on the 3rd arrow and made that adjustment, and like you say, crucial as we move into the 3rd set with the scores all tied.
Both of these archers have a great amount of respect for each other. Sayana Lee actually just changed her surname recently. She actually got married to a Korean. She used to be Sayana Sarempalava.
Well, the score's all tied up after 2 sets. We move into the 3rd. Be Kang to get us underway.
Long hold from Kang.
Good shot though.
Sometimes you see arrows go high after a long hold because an arrow or archer tries to force it through a little bit more, trying to get through the clicker.
9.
9.2.
Shot there. One thing I have noticed is we talked about the wind being so steady here this week. Look, it's not at all breezy. It's not blowing a gale or anything, but the wind has just slightly picked up.
Slightly, and I think the archers have to maintain quick rhythm even though there is a slight wind.
9.
Opportunity here for Sayana Lee.
9.
but all square in that set. So they'll share the set points and we move on to 3-3.
Even though Kang Chae-young, she is very dominant, world ranked #1. You don't want to count out Sayana Lee. She is world ranked #13 and she's an excellent archer. She's been around for quite a number of years and she herself has a cadet silver medal from the 2009 World Archery Youth Championships.
All right, let's go to the crowds, ladies and gentlemen. See who here in attendance is in support of Korea's Kang Chae-young.
Well, good results from Sayana Lee, but Kang is the world silver medalist and recently picked up a silver medal at the Summer Universiade. Only took part in 2 stages of this season, but she won both of them, taking the title in stunning form in Medellin, which confirmed her place here, and went on to win in Shanghai as well, proving that she is one of the favourites here in Moscow. So set 4, Kang Chae-young to get us underway.
That was a great shot of her clicker. It's actually working as a draw check because unlike a compound bow, you have to keep moving and it doesn't have a mechanical stop.
Nice shot, the crowd getting right behind the Russian here.
Much better timing for Kang Chae-young. An excellent shot. Oh!
And that is wild. There was a big opportunity for Lee there, but in the end, the set points are shared with 4 apiece going into a crucial 5th set.
The thing about set play is that once you've shot your arrows and those arrows are scored, you forget about them and it doesn't matter anymore. You move on to a new set and you start over with 3 new arrows. Anything can happen in this match.
Well, Sayana Lee, currently ranked world number 17, averaging 8.91 per arrow, boasting an impressive win rate of 75%.
Well, she gave herself a massive opportunity, didn't she? And then when the opportunity was there and presented to her, the first 2 were in the 10s, looking very solid indeed, and looking like she was going to take a massive grip hold on this quarterfinal against the world #1. Then this happened.
When you're up like that with an advantage over your opponent, you just need to keep shooting your shots the same way.
Kang up against it here. She's been put under real pressure against Sayana Lee.
Wow.
She puts it into the 10 though. All square. On the line. She's doing her job. Matched by Sayana Lee. 1 arrow left.
This is incredible shooting.
And a perfect 30 for Kang. Pressure on Sayana Lee. She needs a 10 to force a shoot off. And another 8 from her. There was an opportunity for her, but the points have gone to Kang. She takes a really tight first women's recurve quarterfinal, 6-4 over Sayana Lee. Sayana Lee kept her in the game right the way through to the end, but it was 2 fatal 8s in the 4th and the 5th set that saw Kang go through.
What an incredible match. I mean, that looked like it would have been maybe a gold medal match here, but it's quarterfinals, and unfortunately, only Kang is moving forward. It was an excellent showing by Sayana Lee. She shot really wonderfully on such a big stage and really held her own.
Well, there we have it. Kang Chae-young takes the first quarterfinal. Sayana Lee kept her busy throughout. And we look back over the match. It was brilliant shooting from Sayana Lee after that errant first arrow. She started to find the middle of the target and put this lady, the world number one, Kang Chae-young, under real pressure. Get a good view of how far the arrow flies, 70 meters down the range, and they're hitting something the size of an apple on a regular basis. That 10 ring is probably just a little bit smaller than an apple, but look, a perfect 30 from Kang there.
70 meters is actually about the length of two Boeing 737 airplanes side by side, so the wingspan of both of them. That's crazy at 70 meters,
yes.
To be able to shoot a 10.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you definitely can't see the middle of the target. Well, a normal human being like me can't see the middle of the target. Now it's time for the second quarterfinal here on Recurve Saturday in Russia, focused on the women's event in this session. We saw a very tight start to the quarterfinals. World number one, Kang Chae-young, coming through the bottom against Sayana Lee. Now it's time to find out who she will face in the semi-finals as we focus on Zheng versus Perova, China against Russia. Well, the coaches are out, so it's time to welcome the athletes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes to the field of play for the Recurve Women Quarterfinal match number 2.
Ksenia Perova, the host nation pick, leading them out. And Zheng Yichai from China, who qualified by winning a stage on the road this season in Antalya.
Shooting on target number 1, representing the People's Republic of China.
On target number 1 is Zheng Yichai, and as you can see, the career stats much in the favor of the athlete from the People's Republic of China. But Ksenia Perova is the world number 7, 30 years old, and in the head-to-heads is tied with Zheng, and she's going to have the crowd right behind her, isn't she, Vanessa?
She's a very strong archer. She's also the world champion in 2007 at 17, winning a very, very exciting shoot-off against the reigning Olympic champion, Chang Hae-jin.
Ladies and gentlemen, our second quarterfinal matchup, Zheng Yichai will shoot first on target 1.
Thanks.
7.
7 на 3. Недалеко стал.
I was just admiring her alignment. So that's from her front hand, her bow hand, all the way to her elbow. She's completely in line.
8.
Справа.
Good group, just making some adjustments. Wow. I am in love with her shot. It is so much fun to watch her shoot.
9. Well, that's it then. The initial 3 arrows have been shot on both sides of the field of play. Zheng Yushai getting off to a strong start. The 21-year-old out of the People's Republic of China, currently ranked world number 4, shooting 2 10s and 1 9. They're looking at Perova's score here at the 7, 8, and finding the 9 ring on that very third arrow. 29 to 24. The 2-set points to Zheng Yushai.
That's the kind of frustrating thing about sights, is that you continue to make adjustments and sometimes they just pop over to the other side.
That matchup won by Zheng Yushai, 7-set points to 3. But they also met in the round of 1-8 at the Denmark World Championships. And that match was taken away by Perova. 6-set points to 5 off the shooter. 9. Moving into set number 2. Perova will shoot first on target 2.
Вперед!
So 2 set points there for Zheng.
8.
Perova trailing. Shot first, gets an 8.
9.
Well, now Zheng's shifted over to the right. Is that going to be something to do with wind?
I think there's a slight breeze. You can see Ksenia Perova's hair just blowing a little bit. Oh, still off to the right. I think she's getting a little bit frustrated now. She's continued to move her sight, but she hasn't been seeing results.
Well, you see that it's gusting, isn't it? It's not strong, but archers don't like things when the wind is gusting around. Zheng, though, finds the center of the target.
It's such a long distance to the targets that a little slight breeze can have a big effect on your arrows.
9.
9-6.
Big opportunity now for Zheng to take a 4-point lead here. A 7 will do it.
9.
She gets a 9. She's on great form, Zheng, and perhaps Perova feeling the nerves of competing on home soil.
You could see that she wasn't too bothered at the end of the first set because she understood that that was done and she could make it up. But now she's continuously moved her sight, but she hasn't been able to, find the middle. So I think the nerves are probably getting to her now. She's down 4-0. It's do or die.
Yeah, pressure on. The form of the athlete from China is amazing. Here we see that middle arrow going straight into the X-ring. And she's looking very, very composed indeed. All calmness on one side of the shooting line and real pressure and tension on the other side.
Yeah, there's a little bit of room for error on Zheng's side now. She can just shoot like she has been. And Ksenia, there's pressure on her to find the middle.
Well, with the set system, this can all be done in 3 sets. If Zheng gets the points here, she's through to the semi-finals. Ksenia Perova up against it, shoots first. Big cheer from the crowd. Longer hold.
Oh. And with longer holds, sometimes arrow goes higher because you're trying to pull a little bit too strong and the arrows might just pop up a bit. Wow.
Okay.
Zheng needs a 10 here to put some pressure on the Russian.
9.
Gets a 9. Perova can put this one out of reach. 9 will do it. And she gets a 9. And she gets her first set points in set 3.
动作做舒服。
Yeah, that was a better shot from Zheng. You could see the one before, both of her arrows were a little bit longer, but this one had great timing. She continued to move right until the end of her shot.
Just expand on what you were saying about when you hold long, forcing the shot through so it tends to go high. Can you explain that? Why does that happen?
So there's a clicker, and it acts as a draw check, and you don't shoot your shot until that clicker has clicked. The name is actually quite accurate. So when you're trying to pull through the clicker and you can't, you pull with too much force and the arrow just goes higher because you have, I guess, more energy behind the arrow.
And what about target number 2 for Russia's Perova?
Well, Zheng's been on such imperious form here, but shooting an 8 opened the door at the beginning, and Perova, well, she started with a 10 in that set. But Perova getting her first set points, still trails, so will shoot first in set 4 of this women's quarterfinal.
The wind's calmed down a little bit. You don't see her hair blowing as much. Maybe her arrows are just blowing to the left now.
Another long hold. Good result though, this time not going high, going into the 10 ring. Another 10 from Zheng will put Perova under real pressure.
She does it.
Beautiful shot there. Well, 3 9s means there's a big opportunity here for Zheng to take it. An 8 is all that she requires to win the match. And she shoots a 9, it's more than enough. There was a mini comeback from Ksenia Perova in set 3, but Zheng put it to bed in set 4. She wins the quarterfinal 6-2 against Ksenia Perova of Russia.
Zheng eliminated a definite threat right now. Ksenia Perova is so strong in match play. You could see the fire in her eyes. It was just too little, too late.
Well, there is confirmation that Zheng Yichai from China is through to the semi-finals here in the recurve women's category. Athletes parading off. We're halfway through the women's quarterfinals. So taking a look back, here is how Zheng did it. A very confident start, Vanessa.
She did. She looked very comfortable, which is hard to do in such an important match like this. It's all or nothing right now. Either you win the match and have 2 more matches in potential gold medal matches, or you're eliminated.
Well, she made it through, Zheng, and we have the bottom half of the draw sorted out already. Kang Chae-young from Korea, the world #1, is through, and she will face Zheng Yichai in the bottom half of the draw. So now we've got to sort out the top half of the draw. We'll take a look back on that second quarterfinal. A 7 was a wild shot to start things off for Ksenia Perova, but confidence in Zheng Yichai right from the start, shooting 2 X's and a 9 in that first set. Eventually, Perova found the middle of the target, and having trailed, fought back in set 3. But Zheng wasn't to be outdone here, taking the victory in 4 sets, 6 points to 2. Zheng through to the semi-finals. A big crowd here in Moscow. We go into the next quarter-final here in the recurve women's category. We move to the top half of the draw as we look down the 70-meter range. That is on our skyline here, and here is the draw. You see the bottom of the draw is already sorted out. Zheng through against Ksenia Perova and Kang through against Lee. Now it's time to see Melanie Gaubil and Anki Zhan. The coaches are out on the shooting line already, so let's go down to the range to welcome the athletes out onto the field of play here in Russia.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes to the field of play for the Recurve Women's Quarterfinal match number 3.
Anki Zhan of China leads out Melanie Gaubil of France.
Shooting on target number 1.
So on target number 1, it's the French archer, world number 18, 21-year-old Melanie Gaubil. The average arrow stats are much more in favour of Anki Zhan, but Gaubil has the advantage over the career in terms of tiebreakers. In the head-to-head, Anki Zhan has won their one and only matchup and is just 18 years old. And both of these archers qualified for this event by ranking, and Gaubil was the beneficiary of the Korean An not coming to the event.
It should be a very tight match. The time that they met was just earlier this summer, and it was a close match, 6-4.
Debut World Championship, or debut World Cup finals for Melanie Gaubil. She won the Youth Olympic Games in 2014. Anki Zhan made the quarterfinals at the World Championships this year.
Okay.
And it's Anki Zhan of China on target number 2 who will shoot first.
9.
一点点啊。
8.
En bas, à
I've
droite.
seen a lot of archers start off with their first arrow way over to the right.
9.
可以啊，保持好就 OK。
Yeah, Gaubil made an adjustment to her sight though after that first 8.
9.
9 en haut sur le cordon.
A little bit more central, but just high.
Well, a 10 from Anne will put this one out of reach.
9.
Oh, just outside the 10.
10 required by Gaubil to draw level.
9.
Not enough. The set points go to Anne at the beginning of this quarterfinal. Only Gaubil looks very relaxed though.
Yeah, I think they're just talking about having some nerves right now. There's so much at stake right now. And for any archer, I think this match might even be the most nerve-wracking of all of them.
Finir par se lisser tout ça.
Yeah, first time out
Allez, ça va le faire.
on the range since familiarization.
T'inquiète, je crie. Si besoin, je crie.
But she's looking very relaxed. And you've got to say that Gaubil will probably be delighted that she's here. She's benefited from another archer deciding not to attend this event.
She is, but she's also a very strong competitor. She's done well this year with her silver medal in Medellin. I think she's ready to go, and I wouldn't be surprised to take this match and possibly move on. We'll have to wait and see.
Here we go. Set 2 of the women's recurve quarterfinal.
Allez, mais.
Melanie Gaubil of France will kick things off.
You can see her elbow
10
shaking
seconds.
there.
7.
Oh, so she's been moving her sight for the entire first set. I think she needs to decipher whether it's actually her own shot or a problem with her aiming.
8.
增长一点点，
Allez, Mélanie.
一点点就行啊。
把你的剑锋往后挪一点啊。
10. Allez, allez, on reste fort.
Long hold here.
4, 3.
A grimace she puts it into the 7 again, but that was a scarily long hold. They have 20 seconds, the archers, to release each arrow.
Allez.
Well, good grouping from both archers, but just not in the centre. As you can see, Anne here has a big opportunity. And that's a better shot from Melanie Gaubil. Puts some kind of pressure on her opponent. But an 8 to take the set points for Anne.
8.
And she does it. I think she's a little bit relieved with that one. It's really important to make sure that you keep good timing. The longer you hold, the longer your conscious mind wants to take over with aiming, and that's not a good thing for this recurve shooting.
Well, Gaubil got an 8 and 2 9s in the first set, but here things went awry, going right and into the 7. And you mentioned about the aim, well, the grouping is fabulous there, and they had made an adjustment for the final arrow.
Yeah, she's been making adjustments, and I guess she just feels like it was a good shot. It just went high. She needs to firmly believe that for her next set and start seeing a group, because you can't chase the middle like that.
We tend to see archers improve as they go through matches, but here both archers have kind of gone backwards. Gaubil shooting a 26 in the first set, followed by a 23, and shooting a 27 in the first set, and then shooting 24. Still trailing, so Gaubil shoots first in set number 3.
Ouais, c'est bien ça.
She's found the middle.
Voilà.
All her arrows are off to the left. Long hold again.
5, 4, 3.
She has to shoot it.
She's got to let go of this, does it just in time, but that is the result of the long hold.
There is a lot of weight when you pull back a recurve bow. The longer you hold it, the harder it is. The more your brain wants to take over with aiming.
A quicker release then, but this is a big opportunity for Anne. An 8 is all she requires to take this quarterfinal. And it's an 8, I think, that she's got. It's on the line, so it's given as a 9, but it's more than enough to go through to the semi-finals here. Anne Zheng of the People's Republic of China beats Melanie Gaubil 6 set points to 0.
I think Anne did a great job. Even though she struggled in the second end, it was enough to take the match. And I don't think Melanie Gaubil will be satisfied with her performance. She came all the way from France to Russia and ended up having to go home after only 9 arrows.
Yeah, brutal, isn't it? The World Cup finals. It's a small field. You've had to work all season to qualify, but it can all be done in a flash. And there is confirmation that Zheng of China is through to the women's semi-final on Recurve Saturday. Well, it was an interesting match, that's for sure. Gaubil starting again, going high and out into the right-hand side of the target a couple of times. That was in set 2. Anne actually went backwards in set 2 as well, but still did more than Gaubil to get the set points. And then she secured the win at the end with a 9 when she needed an 8. It wasn't the most comfortable and confident victories, but Zheng is through. Beautiful hazy sunshine here on Saturday afternoon. If you're enjoying the live coverage, you can follow World Archery on social media in between events. Lots of brilliant features with the athletes and the equipment and how the sport works on all the usual places: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Instagram. It's time for the 4th quarterfinal of the Recurve women's category here at the Hyundai Archery World Cup Finals in Moscow. We've had 3 quarterfinals already. From the bottom to the top, Kang came through and she'll face Zheng in the bottom half of the draw. Anne has just gone through for China and she'll face the winner of this match. Tan Yating of Chinese Taipei is up against Japan's Tomomi Sugimoto. Well, there are the coaches and the judge. So that's the normal cue. Let's go down to the call room and welcome the athletes out onto the field of play here in Moscow.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes to the field of play for the Recurve Women Quarterfinal match number 4.
It's Sugimoto of Japan who leads them out. She's 24 years old and she is the world number 4, qualified for this event by ranking, up against the world number 2, 25-year-old Tan Yating from Chinese Taipei, also qualified by ranking.
On target number 1.
Career stats all in favour of the world number 2, Tan Yating. All the greens are good for the athlete from Chinese Taipei. Interestingly, she's been on a lot of podiums, as you can see. Tan Yating with 11 gold medals versus Sugimoto's just single top step of the podium, 2 silvers and a bronze for the Japanese athlete as well. Interesting season for both of them. Tan Yating didn't go to Medellin the first stage, but got the bronze medal at the remaining 3 stages. Sugimoto only attended 2 of the World Cup stages and also got bronze medals at both.
I've been looking forward to this match since the draw. They faced each other at the Shanghai Archery World Cup stage, and Sugimoto is actually the one who won that one. So Tan Yating is the first place qualifier, but this is going to be very interesting.
Well, it's Tan Yating from Chinese Taipei who is going to get this quarterfinal underway.
That looked like a great shot, just like the Tan Yating we all know and love.
샷 9된 거. 그치 함 이러고요. 새거
边老再干多一点啊。
저쪽이요.
8、9慢，低一点点。
9.
真上9.5.
Good group, just high, and making adjustments accordingly.
나이스.
10 will give Tan the points here.
OK，
It's a 9. So there's an opportunity here for Sugimoto to draw level. She needs a 10 though. Not enough. A 27 to start is not bad from Tomomi Sugimoto, but Tan Yating, one of the most consistent archers in this category, has taken the first 2 set points.
Tanya Ting has been around as far as I can remember. She had her international debut in 2008, but let me remind you, she's only 25 years old.
高手就这样，经过第一局的时候，就越沉浸在自己的状态。所谓沉浸在自己的状态是已经拿定了，知道怎么水，知道吗？
Well, Tanya Ting is one of the most consistent archers in the field, as I said. She gets lots of podiums, and she's had 3 this season, in fact, and picked up a bronze medal in all 3. Didn't go to Medellin, but picked up the bronze in Shanghai. She moved on to Antalya, where she also took a bronze medal, beating Perova in the playoff. And she beat Anne in the playoff in Berlin to claim the 3rd bronze of the season. She's got the lead here, 2 set points to 0. Sugimoto starts with a 9.
没问题。
来秀来秀。
所有，来9，还在左边哈，992。
8.
8左 8.7 9時方向。
Well, the opportunity was there, and Tan took it very well.
Ooh, just on the other side of the target, but her height is very good, about the size of just the 10 ring.
Big opportunity now for Tan to go 4 points up, and 8 or more will do it.
And she does it.
Alright, so a 2-point separation between the 2 archers.
Right now, Sugimoto Tomomi has to really pull it together. If she's going to have a chance at this match, she definitely needs to start shooting some more 10s.
Thank you.
7 points to 0. A great position to be in for the archer from Chinese Taipei.
The opportunity comes around every now and again, and it's whether you can capitalize. That 8 from Sugimoto was presented as an opportunity, and Tan Ya-Ting took it with aplomb. She is looking very, very solid, the athlete from Chinese Taipei.
She is. She came out shooting like she always does, and I love that she really hasn't changed anything. You haven't seen any longer timing from her or any kind of shakiness, and that probably speaks to her lifetime experience.
The thing is, with the consistency she has, Tanya Ting is missing one big trophy from her trophy cabinet. She hasn't won a major yet.
No, and maybe today's the day. Just outside. Might be a 10.
So 9，可以啊。19.8。
Great shot of her alignment there. You can see from her front hand to her back elbow, she's directed completely towards the target, and that doesn't change throughout the shot.
Quick release there.
699。
You can see Sugimoto's first arrow's got an asterisk against it. We will have a measure at the end of this set. That one marked as a 10. So provisionally on 28 points, but could be promoted to 29. Tan needs a 10 here. She gets it. So that is a confirmed 28 for Tan Ya-Ting. Tomomi Sugimoto's first arrow will be subject to a measure, so we will have a visit from the target judge.
Target number 1, 10, 9, 9.
This is the important one.
Target number 2, 10,
9. And it's a 10 and 2 9s. So it remains at 28 points for Tomomi Sugimoto, and that's 28 points apiece. So they share the set points, and really that favours only one athlete, and that's Tanya Ting, who moves on to just 1 point away from victory.
All she has to do in this last set, or potentially last set, is just tie. If Sugimoto wins it, then they're going to move on to a 5th set.
A last chance of saloon of sorts for Sugimoto Tomomi as she moves into set number 4, shooting first on target 2.
Well, here it is, an interesting battle of wills here. Tomomi Sugimoto from Japan shoots first as the trailing archer. Any drop points present a big opportunity to her opponent.
Great shot of her finger tap there. Nice shot. In case you're wondering what it is, unlike a compound, recurve archers don't use a mechanical release. Instead, that finger tab is just a bunch of leather that helps protect the fingers. Ooh. Opening up the door for Sugimoto.
After an 8 of the first arrow, Tan has an opportunity to claw the deficit, and in fact gets a brilliant 10.
If Sugimoto can shoot a 10 here, then they're going to move on to another set.
Oh, and she's got it. She needed a 10 to stay in the match, and that's just what she's got. And a 27 for Tanya Ting. Her lowest score so far in this match, but perhaps when the pressure was on, it started to have a little bit of an effect on the athlete from Chinese Taipei. But Tomomi Sugimoto here has done a fantastic job of clawing her way back into the match. She still trails, but it's now just by 2 points. So it is an interesting battle of wills here. Sugimoto shooting first but trailing, put down a massive marker here, and the response from Tan, well, was this 8. Sugimoto, as Vanessa said, needed a 10 to take the set points, and that's just what she did. She's back in the match, trailing by 2. Tanya Ting leading 5-3 as we go into the 5th set here. The Japanese archer will shoot first.
Great one. She's pulled it together by the 3rd set, and now she's shooting a bunch of 10s, putting pressure on Tan.
This time the response is absolutely spot on. She matches Sugimoto.
Slightly opening an opportunity for Tan. All she has to do is continue to match what Sugimoto does.
Exactly what she needed. The 9, all level. So the pressure back on Sugimoto. Out into the 8. A big opportunity now. An 8 is all Tan needs to move on to the semi-finals. And she gets a 10. There was a wobble in the middle for Tan, but she gets over the line, winning this quarterfinal against Tomomi Sugimoto, 7 set points to 3. Really interesting match that, Vanessa. There was a definite wobble from Tan in sets 3 and 4.
There was, but That's not saying much because the door that she opened was only a 28 and a 27. That's a very high level of shooting and does not leave a lot of room for error on her opponent.
Well, there is confirmation of the victory for Tanya Ting from the target judge. It's been a good season for Tomomi Sugimoto as she looks ahead to a home Olympics in Tokyo next year. But her time is up here in Moscow. We look back over the match here. Sugimoto drifting off to the right early on in the second set. Tanya Ting just about doing enough to get through sets 3 and 4, but Sugimoto forced a fifth set. She fought strongly in sets 3 and 4, the Japanese archer. And that 8 from Tan opened up the door for Sugimoto. She got the fourth set, closing to within 2 points, but in the end, that 8 was fatal in the final set, and Tan took it over the line and moves on to the semi-finals here at the Hyundai Archery World Cup final in Moscow. Well, the quarterfinals all done here. We now have our semi-final lineup. First thing to note, all the athletes are from Asia. Tan from Chinese Taipei, 2 Chinese athletes, An and Zheng from China, and Kang from Korea. But Vanessa, I've not seen any of the archers look completely dominant. There's definitely nerves out there.
This is going to be a very exciting semifinal couple of matches. They are all from Asia, and Asia has been very dominant in the recurve women's over the past couple of years. What's very interesting is how well China is doing. They've been I guess dominant in about 2008, 2009. They kind of disappeared off the scene with their recurve women, actually, and recurve men. But recently they got a new coach, and he's actually a Korean coach. And since then, they've actually been doing quite better.
That's a nice view. If you like your live coverage, you'll probably enjoy following World Archery on social media, all the usual places. Look for @WorldArchery on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and of course that new one you young guys like, Instagram. Are you on Instagram?
I'm on Instagram. Should I, you could find me? Yeah, I bet he's on Instagram. He looks like someone who would be on Instagram. But must be hard to use it because I don't think his hands can touch. No, they definitely can't.
And where would we search for you if we want to follow your amazing Instagram feed?
Amazing. Well, I'm Miss_Vanessa Lee. You can find me there, or at Archery Rehab if you want some information about physiotherapy related to archery.
Well, of course, that is your profession.
I am, but you know, I love this side of the profession a little bit more, you know, doing some media stuff. This has been so much fun, and I get to go to beautiful cities like this. Moscow has been absolutely incredible.
Yeah, beautiful city, and a really important weekend for the city. It's actually a celebration of Moscow's anniversary this weekend, and the crowds are out everywhere in the city, including here. Well, all the VIPs are looking forward to the semi-finals here on Recurve Saturday. It's time to get underway with Recurve Women's Semi-Final #1 here in Moscow. Take a look back at how the athletes got to this stage. Tanya Ting winning 7-3 over Sugimoto, and winning 6-0 over Gaubil. Zheng coming through against Perova 6-2, and Kang at the bottom, winning against Sayana Lee 6-4. Well, the coaches are out. We'll start at the bottom of the draw, and Kang versus Zheng.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes to the field of play for the Recurve Women's Semifinal match number 1.
Дамы и господа, пожалуйста, поприветствуйте участниц первого полуфинала среди женщин в классическом луке.
Shooting on target number 1, representing the People's Republic of China.
So Zheng on target number 1 up against Kang on target number 2. The average arrows are better for Kang, as is the match win percentage, but Zheng is favoured if this goes to a tiebreaker. Kang Chae-young of Korea is 23 years old and the world number 1, and has many, many more World Cup podiums. Zheng is the world number 3 at 21 years old. Both these athletes qualified for the finals by winning a stage. It was Medellin and Shanghai for Kang. Zheng took the title in Antalya. This is a high-quality semi-final.
It's going to be a tight match for sure. Zheng has a lot to prove right now. She's going against the top archer in the world, and I think she's going to shoot very, very well. Kang, on the other hand, also has something to prove, having lost the World Championships in a shoot-off earlier this year.
It's Kang who will get us underway here.
Very quick shot to start, but just under the 10. I think it was comfortable, and she was happy with that.
Great response.
Good group. Kang looks very comfortable right now, much more so than her quarterfinal.
It's gone high, that one. Early opportunity for Zheng here. A 7 will draw level, anything more, and she's got the set points. Good shooting from the Chinese archer. A 28 is enough to take the first 2 set points.
That's going to help her with confidence moving into the following sets. Kang has to pull it together a little bit and hopefully make up for it. She can forget what happened in the first set because those arrows are scored and done with. Now she has to start focusing on what she's going to be doing next.
Well, this is the very first matchup between the 2 archers.
You can see Zheng trying to keep her composure. The pressure now is on Kang, but she is an incredible archer. Just an uncharacteristic arrow there to finish off set 1. Here it is, just going high into the red ring. You can tell that she's disappointed. There's no doubt, though, she can fix that problem. Trailing. Kang Chae-young will shoot first on target number 2 at the start of the second set.
There we go, she's found the center. Just outside, a little bit high. Both archers seem very calm and composed considering there's so much at stake.
9.
David.
6.9. 좋아. 괜찮아, 그렇게 쏴.
保持舒服，坚定啊，打点肉 ，OK。好，
8.
一点点。
Another 8 this time from Zheng.
现在很稳定啊 ，OK，
But
很稳定。
both those 8s, one from Kang in the last set and that one from Zheng, high in the target.
9.
좋아.
David.
That's enough from Kang to take the set points, but Zheng will want to fix that 8.
9.
David.
Great group, just high.
Well, 2 points.
She seems a little bit perplexed. She's continuously moving her sight.
Into a 2-set point apiece situation.
Kang took advantage there,
World number 1.
taking the set points in the second set, and we are all square at 2 set points each.
他时间长的都不重要，他命中了就。
Smile returns to Kang's face with those 2 set points. And you mentioned the grouping was really good, just slightly in the wrong place, and we're going to get a closer look at that right now.
So you can see all of Zheng's arrows are quite high, but it is about the size of the 10 ring. I'd love to see her just move her arrows a little bit lower. She should have some confidence because she is shooting a good group. All she really has to do is move her sight, and those arrows should be in the 10.
And here is Zheng's 8, very high. But as you say, the grouping fantastic from the Chinese archer. Kang shoots first, scores all level.
9.
David.
12.3.
Also a bit high. When a shot is good like that, but it goes high, it could be that you just shot it with quite a bit of confidence and you had more energy behind the arrow.
8.
一点点啊，没问题的。
Another opportunity presented by Zheng to Kang.
9.
David.
Another 9.
천천히.
David.
会来一点点啊，有一点点 OK。
차분히.
Kang can put this out of reach with a 10.
David.
And she shoots a great group, but there's an opportunity to tie it up.
Yep, a 10 required for Zheng to draw level on points and share the set points.
Just missing out. The set points are going to go to Kang, and she's going to lead heading into the 4th set.
So Zheng started so well, took the first set and the 2 set points that come with it, but since then Kang has been just that little bit better, taking the points in both sets 2 and 3 to lead 4-2. We looked at the arrows from the second set. Let's have a look at the comparison here between the 2 athletes, and as you can see, Zheng is low and slightly left, Kang almost pretty central, if anything just a tiny bit right and high.
Both of them have great groups. I think they just need to make their own individual adjustments and know whether it was because of their own shots or because they just need to adjust their sights a little bit.
调整好啊，高度集中。
We move into the 4th set here in this all-important semi-finals. Zheng Yichai, trailing by 2 points, shoots first.
What a way to start off the 4th set.
David.
6시 9.5.
Coach just telling her it's 6 o'clock, 9.5.
Zheng has made the adjustments that you mentioned, Vanessa. 2 10s. Kang has a great grouping again, but just a little low. That second arrow, though, subject to a measure.
Wow.
Well, that 9 potentially has got the points, but Kang, if she shoots a 10, could draw level if the second arrow is marked up. She gets that 10, so now we have to wait for the target judge to call the second arrow for Kang. We are interested here in target number 2.
Target number 1, 10, 10, 9.
This is the important target.
Target number 2, 10, 9, 9.
Well, that 9 is going to stay as a 9, which means it's just 28 points for Kang versus 29 for Zheng. She has fought back and drawn a level. We're 4 set points apiece here in this women's semi-final. And you talked about adjustments required from both archers, and Zheng made those adjustments starting so well in that 4th set, Vanessa.
It was really good that she did make those adjustments. She just trusted her shot, made the side clicks, and it went right in the 10. That's exactly what she needs to know, that she's able to shoot 10s moving into the 5th set.
This is the last of the regulation sets. 3 arrows for a place in the final.
Excellent shot. I love the timing and perfect shot from Kang. That's not what she needs right now against Kang in the final set.
Yeah, that 8 could prove fatal. Big arrow here from Zheng.
No!
That is wild. That's gone into the 6. And that means that a 5 is enough for Kang to take the match. And it's a beautiful finish, a perfect 30 from Kang Chae-young of Korea. The world number 1 is through. This is a tough arrow for Zheng to shoot.
She still wants to shoot it because she has another match coming right up.
It is over, ladies and gentlemen.
A really tough final set there from Zheng Yichai. Starts with an 8 and things got worse as she shot a 6. Kang was in the best form in that match in the final set, shooting a perfect 30 and taking the match 6 set points to 4.
What a tough match for Kang. I don't think she expected to be shooting such tight ones, considering she's world ranked number 1, but she made it to the finals with matches of 6 to 4.
It was an interesting one for sure, that match, as we look back over it. Kang taking the points in the first set. Zheng fought back. She's got a very unfussy process, hasn't she? It's very uncomplicated, just draws back, it's smooth, it's beautiful, and it gave her the opportunity to fight back. But when it came down to it, the last set was absolutely perfect from Kang Chae-young. She moves on to the finals here in Moscow. Zheng will have a chance at a medal, but it can only be a bronze. Time for the second semi-final here in Moscow on Recurve Saturday. They take a look at the draw again to see who Kang Chae-young of Korea will face. As we focus on the top of the order, An Ki-jan came through. Melanie Gaubil of France in the quarterfinals. Tanya Ting took out Tomomi Sugimoto. So it's Tanya Ting of Chinese Taipei up against An Ki-jan of China. Coaches out on the shooting line, so let's go down to the range and welcome out the archers for this women's semi-final.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes to the field of play for the Recurve Women's Semi-Final match number 2.
An Ki-jan leading them out here. She'll be shooting on target number 2. And she's up against Tanya Ting, the 25-year-old athlete from Chinese Taipei. Better average arrow from Tan and a superior percentage win in tiebreakers, but they're all square in terms of their match wins over the career. 70% both of them have won. World number 2, Tan, on target 1, goes up against world number 6, the 18-year-old from China, who qualified by ranking. She's the world number 6, and it's An Ki-jan. They've had 2 meetings before, both of them going to the athlete from Chinese Taipei.
This is going to be a good match. The first time they actually met was in Shanghai earlier this year, and they went all the way to a shoot-off, and Tanya Ting ended up taking that with a perfect 10.
Yeah, should be an interesting one here. Just 18 years old. An Ki-jan made the quarterfinals at the World Championships in Holland, in Den Bosch. But Tanya Ting has some high quality, part of the Chinese Taipei team who took the 2016 Olympic team bronze medal in Rio de Janeiro. It's Tanya Ting who will get us underway in this women's semi-final.
10，11，左边一点哦，左边一点。
What a response from Anne. You can see in Tanya Ting's shot, she actually wobbles the bow all the way throughout her shot, but then she settles right before she lets go.
10，
Really confident stuff from Tan there.
And it works for her. Maybe she just does it the exact same every time.
9.
可以了哈。
A 10 from Tan will give her the first 2 set points.
可以哦。10。
Oh, wow, and she does it.
Perfect start from Tanya Ting.
That was okay. You could see a little bit of a hesitation, and when she let go of the bow, she doesn't really let her bow dangle all the way as you might see with other archers, but she hits her leg, and that's, as far as I have seen, hasn't always been that consistent for her.
How difficult is it to shoot that 3rd arrow knowing that you can't take the set points?
It is difficult to shoot that, and you kind of have to just think about the next set moving forward. You want to have confidence moving in and knowing that your last arrow was a good one, so you're ready to shoot the next set.
Well, it was a cracking start from Tanya Ting, just what she needed, giving her confidence, starting off with a 10 and then following it up with 2 others, just what the doctor ordered.
This is going to give her a lot of confidence moving into the following sets. She's going to be hard to catch, and Anne really has to start shooting more 10s.
No time for the 18-year-old to dwell on the first set. She shoots first at the beginning of the second. This for a place in the finals of the Hyundai Archery World Cup finale here in Moscow.
8.
Still high. You can see all of the holes from her previous arrows have been high as well. Wow, she's only been shooting 10s. First one low.
Yeah, an adjustment made. I think you were sort of indicating that that was the case for Anne.
Wow, nice shot, another one. That's her 5th 10 in a row.
Absolutely incredible form now for Tanya Ting. Oh, and that's a wild 8 there for the Chinese athlete. Well, another perfect score for Tanya Ting. She takes the second set and she is on great form here. Vanessa, I've got one question for you. The pumping loud music is part of the celebrations going on around where we are outside the Luzhniki Stadium. How much is that going to be affecting these archers, or can they completely block it out?
There's a lot of pressure on these archers right now. There is so much at stake. A place in the gold medal match here at the World Cup Finals. The slightest thing can maybe affect them, and if their attention is directed towards what's happening outside of this match, it could definitely affect how they're shooting.
Difficult set from this young 18-year-old archer, Anki Zheng. She shot a high 8, and you indicated she needed to make an adjustment, but that really opened the door for Tanya Ting, and she shot a 30 in the first, and she shot a 30 here in the second. As you've said, nothing outside the 10 ring for the athlete from Chinese Taipei.
That's incredible shooting. In order to shoot a perfect 10 at 70 meters, the diameter of your point of your arrow has to be within the diameter of a ballpoint pen.
And it kicks things off in the third set with an 8. And you can see she's making more adjustments on her sight.
Oh.
First 9. Better shot from Anki Zheng. Lovely.
That was almost a perfect shot.
Anne needs another 10 here to put some pressure on Tan.
She does it.
A 10 required for victory here in the semi-final. And it's a 9. The set points will be shared here, 28 apiece at the end of the third set, and it's a first set point for Anki Zheng.
It seems that Anne has settled in a little bit. She was high for the first start of this match, but now she's shooting some 10s, which she definitely has to do against such a great archer like Tanya Ting.
Now the only way out for An Jishuan is to win the next 2 sets and force a shootout.
Tanya Ting has only dropped a couple of points in this match, both of them in that set, as we look at all of her arrows here.
Look at these arrows. I don't even know what I can say. She would give a compound archer a run for their money. They shoot at 50 meters with scopes and are zoomed into the target, and these archers are 20 meters further. But in order to shoot this kind of grouping, you have to be so consistent and so still at full draw.
Yeah, just a couple of high 9s, but it is super consistent from the athlete from Chinese Taipei. Tanya Ting just needs to draw this set to go through to the finals here in Moscow. Anki Zheng will get us underway on target number 2. Not a bad start from the 18-year-old.
Longer hold.
可以啊。
David,
19半。
All she has to do is keep matching Anne.
Good shot
OK。
from Anne there. She's got to put pressure on Tanya Ting, and she's done just that.
可以哦。对，可以哦。
Response is incredible.
有一点点啊。
Made a couple of adjustments there though, Tanya Ting. And another 10 from Anne. This is really great shooting just when she needs it. But Tanya Ting can do this if she gets a 10. Oh, and it's another 9 from Tanya Ting. She has shot another 28, and it looks like the momentum has shifted over to target number 2 and the Chinese teenager.
Like I said, if you're going to give any pressure to Tan, you have to be shooting 10s, and Anne is doing exactly that. Tanya Ting had a really great start, but you know, she's just shooting too many 9s, and that's only 2%, which is, you know, not that much.
Yeah, the quality is fantastic, and just to say it again, Tan is just 25 years old. You say she's been on the scene since 2008, but Anki Zheng, wow, she's just 18, and she's already the world number 6 and a real contender here now.
Tan wants this win so badly. She's been very consistent, as we talked about, but she doesn't have that major win of her career.
It was a really strong performance in that 4th set. So the 2 10s from Anne put her in a strong position. She needed a 10 Tan to take victory. She only got the 9. Anki Zheng still trails 5-3, so shoots first in the 5th set.
9.
可以
David,
练啊，漂亮。
Slight door opened up for Tan. All she has to do is continue to match Anne.
水哦。可以啊，9，左边。
Matching her, even where her arrow landed.
9.
David,
可以懂一点点啊。OK。
水哦。对，水哦。
David,
Advantage for Tan now. Anki Zheng needs to put down a big score in this final arrow.
There it is.
David,
That's exactly what she needed. Tan at least needs a 9 to win.
9 draws a level on points.
水哦。可以啊。OK。
She's on the 8-9 line. It's scored as a 9. It means it's 28 apiece in the 5th and final set, which means they share the points, and that means that Tanya Ting wins the match 6 points to 4, and she's through to the finals here in Moscow.
It was a nail-biter of a match. Tanya Ting opened up with guns blazing with 6 straight 10s and really picked it up from the 3rd set when she kept shooting 10s, but it wasn't enough to take the set in the end.
就想那个已经是放大，考进是放大，在最后。
Well, there is confirmation that Tanya Ting has taken this match 6 points to 4. The bronze medal match will be contested therefore between 2 Chinese archers, Zheng Yichai and Anki Zheng will be up next here in Moscow for the bronze medal match, and then the big one. Kang Chae-young from Korea will face Tanya Ting from Chinese Taipei for the gold medal here in the recurve women's category. It was an interesting match, a confident start from Tanya Ting, but there was a real fight back from Anki Zheng just when she needed it.
When Tanya Ting opened up the door by shooting 28s, Anne capitalized a little bit and put some pressure on Tan, but in the end, by the 5th set, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, a high 8 there from the teenager But it was really, really strong shooting from Tanya Ting, especially in those first two sets. And the fight back came in sets 3 and 4 for the Chinese teenager. But in the end, Tanya Ting pulled it back together, shooting just what she needed to get through to the finals here and give herself another chance of taking her first ever major title. Tanya Ting wins the match, 6 points to 4. Beautiful blue skies, just a few fluffy white clouds, really good conditions for some great shooting here. If you enjoy the live coverage, you can follow us in between live events on all the usual social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Instagram. Just search for @WorldArchery. As you can see, the conditions are absolutely superb. Vanessa, right at the beginning of this recurve women's category, no athlete really stood out and came up with really big scores, but we've had a sneak peek at both Kang and Tan and what they can do in those two semi-finals.
Those semifinals were incredible. I mean, Kang and Zheng going 6-4 was so tight, and then Tan just taking it in the last set by beating Anne in the end was just a nail biter of a match. I think the gold medal match is going to be a lot of fun to watch, and it may just be what everybody was hoping to see: Tan versus the world #1 ranked archer in the world, Kang Chae-young.
Yeah, well, the gold medal match, as you say, I think the neutrals will really be interested to see the top two archers. Kang Chae-young there, shooting so well in that semi-final against Zheng, taking it 6-4 and hitting the middle of the target time and time again. A perfect 30 there, and a fist bump, of course, from her coach. And she will face Tan, who has really come into form in the semi-finals, getting 2 perfect 30s at the start of the semi-final, and really her grouping is all in the yellow ring at the moment. It promises to be a hugely exciting and high-level final. But coming up before that, it'll be the all-Chinese affair for bronze medal here in Moscow. Anki Zhan up against Zhen Yichai.
The bronze medal match is going to be fun to watch, even though China is guaranteed a bronze medal at least. When I was speaking with one of the other archers, Kim Woo-jin, earlier this week, he said, when you step onto this arena, you're not really just thinking about your country. You do want to do well, but when it comes down to it, it's athlete versus athlete.
Well, not time to wait here now, as the scoreboard shows Zheng will be on target number 2. It's time for the bronze medal match in the recurve women's category here in Moscow. Losing semi-finalists have to recover from their loss to shoot out for the bronze medal. And as you can see, Zheng lost out to Kang at the bottom of the draw. Tanya Ting beat Anki Zhang in the other semi-final, so it's Zheng Yichai against Anki Zhan for the bronze medal here in Moscow. Well, the coach and the judge are out. Just one coach out for China. 2 Chinese athletes waiting in the wings. Let's go back down to the range.
Please welcome the athletes to the field of play for the recurve women's bronze medal match.
Дамы и господа, пожалуйста, поприветствуйте участниц финала за бронзу среди женщин в классическом локе.
Shooting on target number 1.
So on target number 1, it's Zheng Yichai of China. She's 21 years old and the world number 3. She's up against her teammate, the world number 6, just 18 years old, An Ki-jan. And as you can see, An Ki-jan has the better average arrow, but only just. All the other stats are in favour of Zheng Yichai, a higher match percentage win, and better if things go to a shoot-off. It's all smiles on the shooting line as two teammates take each other on. I think it does already feel like there's a bit of a relaxed atmosphere here, and there's just one coach on the shooting line, Vanessa.
He's choosing to stand behind the younger archer, An Ki-jan. She also has a slightly lower world ranked at number 6, but I'm sure he's going to be helping both athletes, and by this point they're so experienced, they know what they have to do once they step onto the shooting line.
Here we go, it's time for the bronze medal match in the Recurve women's event here at the Hyundai Archery World Cup Finals.
Девять.
9.
Solid start from both the archers here.
And she's found the middle. We'll see if this set gives her a little bit of confidence and momentum moving into the second set. Ooh!
6.
I don't know what happened there, and she seems a little perplexed by it as well.
Don't think she can blame the wind there, Zheng.
Wow. She's taken the set, and this last arrow doesn't matter for Zheng, but she's still going to shoot it so she can have confidence as she shoots her next set.
Yeah, she wants to correct that 6, and she does.
So we have it, set number 1 is on the target, faces An Ki-jan for the People's Republic of
So
China.
a better set for the 18-year-old Chinese archer. And as you can see, the coach has now gone over to Zheng Yichai.
It just seems like he's giving her a couple words of encouragement. Very uncharacteristic shot from her, and she just needs to think about the 9 that she shot and regain her confidence, because that set is shot and done, and now she's restarting from the second one.
It's an interesting dynamic out there, isn't there? One coach between the two athletes, but it was that second arrow from Zheng that gave the set opportunity to An. And here it is.
It looked to me like a great shot. It could have been that her bow had she had just been aiming off too much, or her sight was drifting and she just let go at the wrong time.
Yeah, and we got a glimpse of the response from her teammate An, who put it into the 10 ring and took the set points. So Zheng Yichai will get us underway in set number 2. This is the bronze medal match here in Moscow.
9.
Still to the left, her final arrow of the first end was in a similar spot. Oh, off to the left as well.
This isn't the wind, is it, Vanessa? It's nothing. The wind is just almost minimal. You can see the flags just slightly fluttering on the targets.
I don't think that's a factor right now. That was an excellent shot. Great group with her first arrow.
Lovely view of the draw from An Ki-jan.
Oh!
8.
Off to the other side. She could have been overcompensating, and if I were her, I would want to just settle down and refocus.
So a 7 will confirm that she can draw 8, and she puts it out of reach.
Actually, it could be the wind. You see her bow moving a little bit?
Oh, beautiful shot there. A 29 is more than enough to draw a level and take the set points in set number 2 in this bronze medal match.
9.
So the way this stadium is built right now, there's a lot of shelter from the stands, but on the archer's shooting line, there might be a little bit of a wind tunnel because there isn't any shelter from the sides. You can see the windsocks earlier were blowing just a bit, so it could be a factor right now, and maybe the monitor is not picking it up.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? As you mentioned that, there's the windsock there, just blowing a little bit. But it really isn't very much at all, and there we see it actually changing direction. So I wonder if you're right, and because of the way that the range is set up, there might be a bit of a swirl. So it's steady at one end, maybe blustery in the middle, and it makes it difficult for the archers to actually pick their spots.
Yeah, in the wind, you have to just shoot a very strong, confident shot, aiming in the middle, and if it goes off to the side, either aim off the other way or adjust your sight accordingly. But the key is to keep your shot the same.
2 apiece here in the all-Chinese affair for the bronze medal in the recurve women's category here in Moscow. 2 apiece. So Zheng Yichai will shoot first.
9.
Still high, but she's found the middle. Ooh, what a good one. That's gonna help her moving into the next couple of arrows.
Big opportunity here.
9.
Puts it into the 9.
And really needs a 10 if she has any chance at taking this set.
9.
May not be enough.
A 9 for the set points for Zheng.
Oh!
She's put it into the 7. That is a gift.
There you have it, the 7, that last arrow shot by Zheng Yichai, unfortunately preventing her.
What happened there? That was a real gift for her teammate.
You know, I can't tell you. It looked like a good shot to me. She looks very confused by it and asking her coach what the heck happened. I wish I could give you an answer, but they all look like good shots to me.
Well, here it is.
Yeah.
A 9 to take it.
And, you know, it looked like her other shot, even like the one that went right in the middle. She is probably as confused as I am right now, but she needs to collect herself. She just gave the 2 set points to her teammate Anne, and now they're moving into a 4th set. Amazing
Stuff here in this bronze medal match. We thought that was going to go to Zheng and she was going to be 4-2 up, but, well, as you say, it didn't look like a shooting error. It must be this wind is swirling somewhere on this 70-meter range.
It could just be a little deceiving, and these archers need to adjust as best as they can and still believe in their shots, not question it.
So Zheng trailing will shoot first in the 4th set. No time to dwell on the mistake at the end of the last set. She's recovered immediately and comes out with a 10 to put a marker down for Anki Zhan.
9.
And opening up the door slightly for her teammate Zheng. Ooh, looks to me like it's in, but I think they're marking it as a 9 asterisk.
Nine.
10 puts it out of reach here. 29 points, which could be marked up to a perfect 30. Nice 10 to finish things off, so a 28 for Anne, but it's definitely not enough. They are going to be level going into the 5th on 4 set points apiece. And this one has twisted as much as the wind is blowing out there.
What Zheng did right now is not easy, let me tell you. From recovering after a 10-9-7, very uncharacteristic of her, and coming back to shoot a 10-10-9 or possibly 10-10-10, that was very, very hard to do, and good for her in taking the 2 set points.
So that second arrow was in fact a 10, a perfect score.
The score confirmed as a perfect one for Zheng Yichai. She's fought back from 2 points behind to draw level against her teammate. It's 4 apiece as we go into the 5th and final set. Vanessa, this has the makings of a tiebreaker.
They've gone back and forth all match. It comes down to this one. Wow!
Good start.
Putting some pressure on her teammate Zheng. She didn't look happy with that one. It was a slightly longer hold and had a reaction at the end.
Can Anne capitalize on this opportunity?
She does. Fantastic. If she can shoot another 10, she will put this out of reach for her teammate.
Pressure on Zheng Yichai then. She does another 9, this time low and left.
All she needs is a 9 to win and take the bronze.
Oh my word, it's a 6, and again, this time the mistake coming from Anne. Zheng has a big opportunity now to win. She needs a 9. Oh, what a great shot to finish. Oh, that match was absolutely superb. It came down to 2 errors, one from Zheng in the 4th set, and then the fatal one from Anne in the 5th set. And it's Zheng Yichai from China, who is the bronze medalist here in Moscow.
This was such a nail-biter of a match. Every set went back and forth, back and forth. Zheng Yichai really pulled it together after a mistake in the 3rd set, but in the end, she took it at the end with a set of 28 in the 5th.
There is confirmation. Zheng Yichai is the winner of the bronze medal here in the season finale in Moscow, Russia. Well, that match well, it went one way and another, didn't it? It absolutely was an incredible match. Anne coming out with the early start as a result of the 6 shot by Zheng in her second arrow in that 1st set. It was a good rally from Zheng in the 2nd set as she fought back with 2 8s from Anne, giving the opportunity to draw things level. A 9 and 2 10s. It then flipped over the other way as a 7 was shot out by Zheng. The 6 again opening up the opportunity to bring things back level, 4 apiece going into the final set, and then that opportunity at the end, a fatal mistake from Anne, the 18-year-old, gifting an opportunity to Zheng Yichai, which she took.
Really speaks to Zheng's mental toughness, recovering after some mistakes and being able to take that in the last arrow. This is top level shooting after even making some mistakes in the middle, but well done for Zheng.
This for a gold medal, history-making moment once again in the Russian capital of Moscow. Back for the first time.
It's time for the gold medal match. These archers have been building up all season to this, and it's the one I think every neutral was waiting for.
I can't hear you. People in Moscow, are you
We take a look at how the two athletes got here at the top of the order. Tanya Ting came to Tomomi Sugimoto 7-3 and then Anki Zhan 6-4 to make it to the final. The bottom of the order, Kang Chae-young beat Sayana Lee of Russia 6-4 and then Zheng Yichai by the same score. So it will be Tan Ya-ting of Chinese Taipei against Kang Chae-young of Korea. The coaches are out. We're all on the edge of our seat. Let's go back down to the call room and welcome the athletes out for the final here in Moscow.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes to the field of play for the Recurve Women Gold Medal match.
It's Kang Chae-young who leads them out, followed closely by Tan Ya-ting. This is going to be a big one.
Shooting on target number 1. Representing.
This is a massive one. On target 1, it's the athlete who fought her way through, qualified by ranking. It's Tan Ya-ting from Chinese Taipei, a slightly lower average arrow than Kang Chae-young over the career, but all the other stats are pretty equal. Tan Ya-ting is the world number 2 and 25 years old. She's going up against the world number 1, Kang Chae-young. Kang has won 2 of the 3 matches between these two archers. She's just 23 years old. She qualified by winning the stage in Medellin, followed that up with another win in Shanghai. Tan Ya-ting has got 3 bronze medals on the circuit this season and qualified via the ranking route and looking for her first major win.
Like you said, this is the match that everyone has been waiting for. It's Tan Ya-ting, who's looking for her first major win, versus Kang Chae-young, who really, I think, wants redemption after losing out in the World Championship final in a shoot-off.
The wait is over. It's time for gold here at the World Cup finals, and it's going to be Tan Ya-ting to shoot first.
Very fast shot to start off, perfect 10.
Nine.
Wow, starting off with 20. Excellent shot from Kang. I love that timing for her.
Nine.
10 required from Kang to draw level on the points in this set.
She does it. Great shot from Kang. Excellent groove right in the middle. This is going to be an excellent match.
Yeah, both archers just dropping a single point, sharing the set points. It's 1 apiece after 1. We knew this was going to be high quality.
If I could pick any 2 people to be in the 2019 Hyundai Archery World Cup final, it would be these 2 women right here.
What a seesaw battle this is shaping up to be between the world ranked number 1.
Brilliant shooting right from the start here. And we take a look at both Tan and Kang's arrows. 2 10s and a 9 from both of the archers. Not really much to say about it. So similar in terms of where the arrows were. One archer going high and left with their 9, the other going low and right. That's the only real difference.
Yeah, both are shooting so well, only dropping 1 point each. They're going to have an excellent match, let me tell you.
So Tan will get us underway in set number 2 for gold here in Moscow.
Oh, not the greatest shot for Tan. That's the first arrow outside of the yellow that we've seen from her.
Big opportunity for the Korean.
Oh, and matches her with an 8. What is going on? Coach telling her it's okay, just take your time. Okay, there we go. That's more like it for Tanya Ting. Continuing to make adjustments on her sight just because she's a bit high.
Tang could put this out of reach though with a 10. And it is a 10 after an 8. Gave an opportunity to Kang. She didn't take it. Tanya Ting is going to have the set points here.
Oh, that's not how she wants to end the second set. She wants confidence moving into the third one. You know, some low arrows can happen if you lose some back tension in your drawing side, or if you maybe push it a little bit too much with your hand. There's a couple factors why an arrow might go low.
Yeah, finishing with a, well, by her standards, Kang with a 25, very, very low indeed. Gave the opportunity for Tanya Ting to strike into the lead, but Kang looking very relaxed. And if anything, there's a little bit more tension in the face of the leading athlete, Tanya Ting, here from Chinese Taipei.
Well, Kang hasn't had an easy way to the gold medal match. She only won her matches 6-4, and I think she's used to the pressure right now. She knows that everything that she's done up until now is gone and done. She has to just focus on what she's doing, and she starts from 0 into this third set.
3 set points to 1. Tanya Ting leads Kang Chae-young. So Kang will lead us off in the third set on target number 2.
Wow, what an amazing shot from Kang. Almost hit the spider right in the middle.
Just out into the 9. Opportunity for Kang to strike back immediately here.
Oh, and she does it! Really putting pressure on 10 with 2 straight 10s.
Now a big opportunity for Kang Chae-young to fight back immediately. A 9 will put this one out of reach.
That looked like a great shot, and it's
perfect 30,
3-10s.
wasn't it? Just absolutely lovely from Kang. Tan goes through the process. It's 3 9s in the third set from her. So a 27 out of 30, but it's a perfect 30 from Kang Chae-young, the world #1 from Korea.
What a recovery from her second set with a high and low 8 and a 9. She really needed some mental toughness and focus on what she was doing to come back and shoot a 30.
Yeah, she's looking on. She's been pretty impressive. And if we look at the comparison of where those arrows landed between the two archers, we'll see a big difference this is. And those 2 10s right in the center of the X ring. I wonder how close that one to the spider is. Oh, well, there you go. I mean, that's
my goodness.
Amazingly close. It's almost touching the very center of the target. And here's how Kang fought back, having dropped the points in the second set. 3 10s. The first one being that one that's so close to the center of the target. Tanya Ting gets us underway at the beginning of the fourth set, and there is a glimmer of hope already for Kang. Another 9 from the athlete from Chinese Taipei.
What a response from Kang. She's really finding her groove now after suffering a little bit of a loss in the second set.
Good recovery. She has found the middle of this target here in Moscow.
She's on fire.
Tanya Ting has got to put down a 10 here. She does. A 29 for Tanya Ting. But the set points will go to Kang if she gets another 10 here and another perfect 30.
There it is, another perfect 30 for Kang, and she takes the set points.
She goes into the lead, having come back from 3-1 down. She's taken sets 3 and 4. She goes into a 5th and final set with a 2-point lead over the world number 2, Tanya Ting.
Can I just tell you how incredible this is right now? Kang Chae-young just took the last 2 sets by shooting 6 straight 10s. We're shooting 70 meters here. This is the length of 2 Boeing 737 airplanes, their wingspan back to back. I mean, in order to shoot a 10 here, you have to be so still and so consistent every single shot.
Consistency, the name of the game. And there is the distance from the shooting line all the way down to the target, 70 meters away from where the archers stand. Consistency and replicating your process time and time again. That's what these archers all do, or all try to do. Kang Chae-young leading 5-3 in the gold medal match. Tanya Ting trailing will shoot first.
Starting off with a 9, Tan really needs to put pressure on Kang in order to possibly go to a shoot-off.
Yeah, here all Kang has to do is match her opponent, and that's just what she's done as well. Another 9 here. Tan, as you say, has to get 10s to force some kind of pressure on Kang.
There it is.
How does the Korean respond?
Oh, and it's a 10!
Pressure moves back over to Tanya Ting.
Oh my goodness, just bit the 10. She's definitely put some pressure on Kang for this next arrow.
Huge opportunity though, another 10 from Kang Chae-young, and she's got the gold here in Moscow. Oh, it's a 9! Oh. A 28 means the points go to Tanya Ting, and we're square at 5 set points apiece. Tanya Ting kicked off with the second set, winning it, going 3-1 up. Kang Chae-young fought back from that position to take a lead 5-3 going into the 5th, but Tanya Ting has fought back and got herself square after the regulation 5 sets. We're going into a tiebreaker.
Oh my goodness. So how tiebreakers work, it's actually quite simple. An archer shoots 1 arrow and closest to the center wins. If both archers shoot a 10, then they'll shoot again.
So Kang here had the opportunity to take victory with this last arrow. She needed a 10. She gets the 9, and look at that. I wonder what is going through her mind. She's got a little bit of a rueful smile on her face. I don't think that she's going to be too disappointed. It was a good 9 at 70 meters, but it does mean that Tan's fought her way back in, and we will have the shoot-off. A bit of a more relieved look on the athlete from Chinese Taipei, but back to focused concentration on the face of Kang Chae-young.
Right now, she's imagining her shot, remembering how that feels like, reminding herself that she's very confident and she's capable of shooting 10s. Tanya Ting has to do the same and remember that this comes down to 1 arrow and it just needs to be as confident, as comfortable as she normally shoots. So they're putting fresh target faces on because there's already holes from previous arrows. They need to put new ones on just in case it comes down to a measure.
Well, look, on a measure, look at this. Whilst we were talking about this tiebreaker and pressure on the athletes, a measure has happened, and Tanya Ting has had one of her 10s in that 5th set reduced to a 9, which means that 9 from Kang Chae-young was enough to draw level on points. That meant they shared the set points, and it is 6-4 to the Korean. A bizarre finish to this one, but I can confirm that the Hyundai Archery World Cup Finals champion of 2019 is Korea's world number 1, Kang Chae-young.
Maybe not the way she expected this to happen, but no doubt about it, she's happy with this win. This is what Kang Chae-young wanted after World Championships. She's finally done it after a long World Cup season.
Yeah, congratulations to her, a fantastic win. But again, what a painful way for Tanya Ting to lose when she thought she was in with a shoot-off for her first major.
She thinks she had a chance, but unfortunately it came down to a measure, and in the end, Kang Chae-young ended up taking it.
Well, let's take a look back on that match. It was a phenomenal one. The pair shared the points in the first set, just dropping 1 point apiece, 29-29. It was Tanya Ting who stole the points in the second, an 8 followed by 2 10s. Then a perfect 30 in set 3 from Kang Chae-young. Got her back on level terms, and the momentum was really with the Korean. She went into the 4th and produced another perfect 30 to go 5-3 up. Then a phenomenal final 5th set. We thought that Tanya Ting with 2 10s and a 9 had done enough against a 10 and 2 9s from Kang, but a measure happened, and one of the 10s from Tam was reduced to a 9. It put her on 28 points, and Kang's 28 was enough to share the set points and win the match 6-4. Well, it was a brilliant win for Kang Chae-young. She's taken the gold here in Moscow. It was a crazy finish to the match against Tanya Ting from Chinese Taipei, but Kang has got gold, and I think we've got a chance to have a few words with her.
Chae-young, a bit of a strange ending to that match, but it came away with you as the champion. What does this title mean to you?
이 월드컵 파이널에서 언니가 이제 챔피언이 됐는데 그게 언니에게 있어서 어떤 의미인지.
올해 처음으로 나온 월드컵 파이널인데 그래도 좋은 성적 거두게 돼서 정말 기쁩니다.
This was her first World Cup final, and she is so glad to gather a very big gold medal.
You lost in the final of the World Championships to another archer from Chinese Taipei in a shoot-off. It looked like it was going to a shoot-off here as well. What was going through your mind?
월드컵 그 챔피언 세계 선수권에서 이제 대만이랑 해서 슈도프에서 졌잖아요. 근데 이번에 슈도프를 하기로 된 걸 들었을 때 어떤 생각이 들었는지.
뭐라고 해야 되지? 세계 선수권 대회는 생각을 하지 않았고 일단 지금 쏘는 거에 집중하려고 하면서 후회 없이 쏘자 이런 생각을 많이 하고 있었어요.
She didn't even think about the World Championships. She just focused on the present and just don't think about the rest of them.
2 World Cup stage wins, the World Cup champion title, and world number 1 ranking. That's a massive year for you. Are you happy with how it's gone?
그 월드컵 2번 이기고 이제 파이널에서도 이겼는데 sorry.
World number 1.
예. 그리고 세계 랭킹 1위인데 그거에 대해서 어떻게 생각하는지.
올해 처음으로 이렇게 잘 했는데 아직도 믿기지 않지만 그래도 이 자리가 정말 영광이고 이 자리를 지켜 나갈 수 있게 내년에도 더 열심히 해서 잘하겠습니다.
She really well done this year, and she's she couldn't believe her improvement, but she will keep training hard for next year.
Perfect. Congratulations. 감사합니다.
Well, Vanessa, good news for us. You are a fluent Korean speaker. Just summarize roughly what Kang said there.
Yeah, she said that she had a really great season and she was very happy. She was actually quite surprised, but she's going to keep working hard, and for next year she hopes to have good results as well. One major thing that I think was really quite significant was when Chris asked whether she was thinking about the World Championship shoot-off, and she said that she wasn't thinking about it at all, and she was focused on what she was doing here.
감사합니다.
별 말씀을요. 한국말 잘하시네요. You're very good at Korean, is what I said.
I know. That's the only word I know. Thank you very much, Vanessa, for that. We're waiting now. You can see the podium out on the range here. We will have the medal ceremonies, and it looks like we are going to go down to the range in just a few seconds' time to congratulate the medalists here in Moscow.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the Recurve women.
Дамы и господа, церемония награждения победителей и призеров в дивизионе «Классический лук» женщины.
Well, here they come for the medal presentation here on Recurve Saturday, and it's the women's category that has been concluded in this session.
Trophies and samovars will be presented by Russian Federation Sports Minister and Olympic champion.
Кубок финала Кубка мира по стрельбе из лука и настоящие русские самовары вручает министр спорта Российской Федерации и олимпийский чемпион Павел Колобков.
Checks will be presented by Russian Archery Federation President.
Сертификаты на денежный приз вручает президент Российской Федерации стрельбы из лука Владимир Ежеев.
The Longines watch will be presented by Longines President.
Приз часы Longines вручает президент компании Longines.
Valter Fontaine. Bronze medal, representing the People's Republic of China.
Бронзовая медаль, представительница Китая.
Zheng Yichai.
Here is our bronze medalist, world number 3, the 21-year-old Zheng Yichai. She had to beat her teammate in the playoff, but she did it in style. And she's on the podium here in Moscow. Vladimir Shev, the president of the Russian Archery Federation, giving out the checks. That amazing trophy was handed out by the Russian sports minister. And here's a question for you, Vanessa. An Olympic
Silver
champion in which sport?
Chinese Taipei.
Knowing you and why you're asking, it must be fencing.
It is indeed. Pavel Kolobkov, the sports minister now for Russia Federation. The silver medal going to Chinese Taipei's world number 2, the 25-year-old Tan Ya-Ting. Tan Ya-Ting Certainly very, very consistent, but still waiting for her first major. A silver medal here in Moscow.
The Republic of Korea.
But the gold medal goes to this young Korean, just 23 years old, is the world #1. She picked up a silver at the World Championships. She's gone one better here at the Hyundai Archery World Cup Finals. She is the champion of 2019, and she is Kang Chae-young. As well as that amazing trophy, Kang Chae-young gets presented with a rather nice Longines watch, and presented by the president of Longines. Gold medalist there then, Kang Chae-young of Korea.
Stand for the national anthem of the Republic of Korea.
So now it's time for the Korean anthem.
Звучит государственный гимн Республики Корея.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to our athletes.
Дамы и господа, аплодисменты нашим спортсменкам.
Well, there we have it. The medalists having their photos taken here on the podium. Zheng Yichai picked up the bronze, beating her teammate in the playoff. Tanya Ting had to settle for the silver medal and the gold. And the champion of 2019 is Kang Chae-young of Korea. Brilliant trophy that as well. Very, very unique. Moscow has been a fabulous host city on a very special weekend for the city. It's a national holiday over the weekend here, celebrating the anniversary of Moscow. So I've been delighted with the hosts here, and the archery has been pretty spectacular too. Here is how the women's recurve rankings finished up at this World Cup final. Kang Chae-young of Korea, top of the pile from Tanya Ting of Chinese Taipei, and Zheng Yichai just took out teammate Ang Kijan in the playoff for the bronze medal. Well, as you can see, the windsocks dropped off again. It was an interesting final there. We saw Kang taking it on a measure in the end. When we thought we were going to have a tiebreaker, the target judge had already looked at the arrows and marked one of Tan's 10 down to a 9, and that gave Kang the title here in Moscow. She shot really well, a couple of perfect 30s. And as you can see, the conditions are absolutely fabulous for high-scoring archery. Beautiful weather for the start of September here in Russia's capital city. We've got lots of live coverage from all the big events here, but if you want to follow archery in between those events and have an insight to some of the world's very best archers, follow us on social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Instagram. Just look for @WorldArchery. Lots of great features from the International Federation. Big crowd here again. It's time now for the gold medal match in the Recurve mixed team event on the 70-meter range, where the host nation go up against the #1 team in the world at the end of the season. Well, looks like the judges just coming out onto the shooting line, and yes, I can now see the coaches out there as well, which means we're not long to welcoming the teams out here. Let's go down to the range and welcome out the teams from Russia and Korea.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes to the field of play for the Recurve mixed team gold medal match.
Here they come, led out by Russia, the pairing of Elena Osipova and Erdim Erdinev. The Korean pair, what a pair it is. Kang Chae-young and Kim Woo-jin.
Shooting on target #1, representing the Republic of Korea.
На щите номер 1 будет стрелять команда Республики Корея.
Well, Korea finished the 4 stages of the Hyundai Archery World Cup Series as the #1 team. It's Kang Chae-young teamed up with Kim Woo-jin.
Shooting on target #2, representing Russia.
And here is the Russian pairing.
Команда Российской Федерации. Елена Осипова.
Getting a big call out from the stadium announcer there, Elena Osipova and Erdim Erdinev. And as you can see, there is a great deal of support for this Russian team here, but my word, Vanessa, they're up against a mean pairing in Kang and Kim.
These are two of the greatest recurve archers maybe we have ever seen, or even in the last 10 years. They are just wonderful, but don't count out Russia. They're actually a very strong team. They, as a mixed team, won silver at the Archery World Cup stage in Antalya this year.
Well, Russia will shoot on target #2, Korea on target #1. Kang will get us underway. A beautiful 10 to start things off. Vanessa, just at these early stages, explain how mixed team archery works.
Mixed team matches are decided on set play scoring. Each set consists of 4 arrows, 2 per athlete. If a team wins a set, they get 2 set points. If they tie, it means they split the set points 1 each. The first team to 5 set points wins.
And as you can see, the archers shoot, or the teams shoot in pairings. 2 from Korea to start us off here. We'll have 2 from Russia, and then we'll go back to Korea for their 3rd and 4th arrows. And the teams can go in any order, and they can switch the order between the 2 sets of shots.
9.
9.
Пониже 9 на 6.
shot there from Kang Chae-young.
I need to point out that historically, females have actually outshot males in the mixed team. As we're seeing right here.
Subject to a measure, if that one does get marked up to a 10, Korea have the set points. But that's only if Russia can shoot a 20 in their last 2 arrows. And that's already a dropped point.
Elena's still wanting to shoot this last arrow because going into the next set, she wants to make sure that she's dialed in and ready to shoot some more 10s.
9 over the other side, and a 36 is the result for Russia. Not enough. The Korean team don't even need a measure. They have definitely got the 2 set points after the first set.
All the archers in this match right now have great groups. Kang Chae-young's right in the X, Kim Woo-jin's a bit high, and on the Russian side, both archers have their individual groups as well.
Yeah, cracking start though from Kang. Started the match with this 10, and her second arrow, well, guess where that went? Also went into the 10, in fact went into the X ring. An even better arrow from Korea's female half of this mixed team.
She looks so focused, but on her backside she actually has a lot of fun things. She's a very fun person, great personality, and you know, if she wasn't an archer, she told me in an interview that she would actually maybe be a comedian.
Really? That's very interesting
Yeah,
indeed.
You'd never guess from her poker face she has.
No, she's very serious on the field. But actually, to be fair, you always see her smiling and joking and laughing, having a good time when she's not actually competing.
It's true. In her other spare time, she actually plays Players Unknown PUBG. So that's a video game that's pretty intense.
Well, Korea lead, which means this Russian pairing will go first. Edineev will shoot first for the Russian team in the second set.
8.
Need more than an 8 if you're shooting against a team like Korea.
Давай, Лена. Жесткий выстрел.
That is a big opportunity for such a strong pair on the Korean side of the shooting line. Important that Kang lets Kim know whether that was her fault going into the 9 or whether there was a bit of wind. Communication's so key. He shoots a 9 as well.
It is key, and she needs to let him know whether exactly, like it was the wind or if she knew the shot was going to go there. You can see them talking to each other throughout the shot as well, saying things like keep moving or, you know, where they might need to aim.
9 на 3. Давай, Лена.
Sipova here needs to put down a big score here to put some kind of pressure on Korea.
Oh, not with a 7. Door is wide open for Korea to take the second set.
Yeah, 32, really not good enough against this strong Korean pairing. Kang up for arrow number 3. Beautiful 10 there. The set points will be theirs. Trailing it just by 4 points. Oh, that's a wild one as well, though. It's an 8, it's enough, but not quite what we expected from Kim Woo-jin.
No, he's rarely one to shoot an 8, but it was enough to take the second set. I think they're comfortable, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple more 10s in the next set.
Well, Korea have taken the first 2 sets here, leading as they do by 4 set points to 0. The Russian coach has his work cut out for him with this pairing of Osipova and Erdineev, but the crowd are getting right behind them. Well, the door was opened by Russia there. 2 8s, a 9 and a 7 gave them the opportunity. Kang responded with a 10. He only needed a 5, Kim Woo-jin, but we expected a lot more than an 8. It was enough to take the set points, and you can see he wasn't happy with the final arrow in that set.
He also made some adjustments, so I'm guessing he didn't feel like it was all too bad of a shot.
Very relaxed on the right-hand side of the shooting line as we look at it.
Yes.
Erdineev there on the left-hand side, getting ready to go out for this third set and get things underway. Great start, and the crowd roar with delight.
Давай, Лена. Четкий, жесткий выстрел.
Oh, and a 7 high. Korea just needs to match what Russia is doing in order to take this match.
Yeah, we got a little glimpse of the windometer on the right-hand side of the screen. You can see it was blowing towards them and then started to come from left to right across the range. Maybe the wind's back here swirling around and playing its part in this. Another uncharacteristically low score from Korea. This time Kang shooting an 8. All square at the halfway stage, and as you said, Vanessa, all Korea need to do to win the match is draw level in this set.
Yeah, Russia needs to shoot some 10s right now in order to have a chance.
Erdineev shot a 10 with his first arrow.
8.
Just low.
Big opportunity already for Korea, and it looks like Kang Chae-young is getting ready to come out. She can't cross that 1 meter line until Osipova has finished her shot.
No! High 7. Huge opportunity for Korea.
Yeah, 32 again for Russia. That's the second 32 in a row. Possible 37 on the cards for Korea with 2 10s, so they've got room to maneuver.
8.
Another 8 from Kang.
Seems somebody's turned down the gravity because all the arrows are high.
A 7 required for Kim Woo-jin to take the match for Korea. Finishing in style with a 10, a 35 is more than enough to take Korea to the gold in the mixed team event here on Recurve Saturday in Russia.
That was a good match from Korea and Russia. Unfortunately, I feel like Russia wouldn't be satisfied with their performance. They're very strong archers, but let me tell you, this is not going to be the last time that we're seeing them. Great match from Korea, really showing us why they deserve to be the world #1 ranked team ever.
Well, they are all smiles on that side, and there's confirmation from the target judge that Korea have taken the gold here in the mixed team event against Russia.
As well. In the Recurve men individual category, we'll see later on this afternoon as well.
Well, they parade off the shooting platform here in Moscow.
Quarterfinal action later on today. And the next team event, World Feature Prominently.
We take a look back at this very interesting match. Kang Chae-young and Kim Woo-jin started very well indeed, dropping at just 2 points in the first set of the match against the host nation team. Then we saw a bit of an uncharacteristic 8 at the end of the second set from Kim Woo-jin, but it was enough to secure the set points in the second. Erdineev started the third and crucial set with a 10. Kim Woo-jin, well, he finished things off with a 10 and a 9 in the last set, and Korea took the point in the third set, and they won the match 6-0 to take gold here in Moscow.
It really was such a pleasure watching them shoot. They're very comfortable with each other, and you could see them communicating the entire time on the match, and I think that definitely helps, and it's a reason why they do shoot so well.
Yeah, and it's crucial when you make a mistake. That's the most important time to let your teammate know, isn't it?
Yeah, because if it's your mistake and they see just where your arrow landed, they might attribute it to something like wind or something else. So if you say, you know, I was kind of aiming there and that's just where the shot went, then they understand that they need to aim where they aimed last time, and they'll be golden.
Well, very, very strong Korean team. It was always going to be a tough ask for the Russian team, but this crowd did get right behind the home team. It's a party weekend here in Moscow, Russia's capital city. Celebrating the anniversary of the city. That behind the range is the Luzhniki Stadium, one of the national stadiums here.
The organizers have done such an amazing job with this finals field. All the athletes have just said that they love the setup and think it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, you've had a chance over the past few days to talk to a lot of the athletes, and everyone seems to be saying the same thing.
Yeah, I think they're all just very happy to be here. It's been a long season for them. They've worked very hard, and it's not easy making it to a final. So in order to come and shoot here, you have to be very good and very consistent, or have an awesome stage and win it outright. But all the athletes are just very happy to be here, and I think they're appreciative of all the work that's gone into this event.
And the weather's been very kind to us as well. We're in early September, don't forget, and well, it's like a warm summer's day here today.
I couldn't think of a better day to shoot than today. It's absolutely beautiful. Clouds are just floating by like a painting in the sky, and I think the archers are shooting quite well today.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit. It'd be interesting to talk to the archers actually after that session, because we think there was a little bit of swirling going on, but that's not because it's very windy here. It's more about the setup of the range. The two sides of the range are blocked off all the way down to the target, but where the athletes come out, as you see them coming out, there's an opportunity for a breeze to blow through there. But it's now time to celebrate the mixed team medalists here in Moscow. Let's go back down to the range.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the Recurve mixed team.
Дамы и господа, церемония награждения победителей призеров в дивизионе «Классический лук». Смешанные команды.
Trophies and samovars will be presented by World Archery Secretary Zheng.
Кубки финала Кубка мира по стрельбе из лука и русские самовары призеров вручает генеральный секретарь Международной федерации стрельбы из лука.
Tom Dillon. Silver medal, representing the Russian Federation.
Well, the mixed team event was an interesting one. The host nation go up against the world #1 team. Russia, the host nation, were not quite in the races with Korea, so they'll pick up the silver medal. Elena Osipova and Erdim Erdineev are presented with their silver medal by World Archery Secretary General Tom Dillon.
Gold medal, representing the Republic of Korea.
Золотая медаль.
Russia were up against it, a world #1 team and one of the strongest mixed team pairings in the history of the sport. It's Korea's Kang Chae-young and Kim Woo-jin.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem.
Their absolute best from Kang and Kim, but they've taken gold, and now it's time for the Korean anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to our athletes.
Дамы и господа, аплодисменты нашим спортсменам.
Well, there we have it. Russia taking silver. Osipova and Erdineev are not as good as the amazing Korean pairing of Kang Chae-young and Kim Woo-jin, who walk away from the Hyundai Archery World Cup finals with the mixed team title. Well, the first half of Recurve Saturday is already done here in Moscow. First session featured the Recurve women's category, and of course the all exciting mixed team event as well. And as you can see, Kang Chae-young of Korea claimed the title here in 2019, and Korea picked up the mixed team. So the women's title on Recurve Saturday, done and dusted. Kang Chae-young of Korea with the gold medal and the title this year. That's the women's done. Coming up later on today, 5 p.m. local time, we'll turn our attention to the Recurve men's final. Thank you for joining myself and Vanessa for the women's and the mixed team session. Do come back later and join us for the Recurve men's category here in Moscow.